Play Piñata Picks and Minute Madness exclusive games with insane odds you can't play anywhere else. Make your next bet at Sports Interaction. Download the app in Ontario. Use the QR code at the bottom of the screen. Or head to sportsinteraction.com/STPN to get started. It's 19 plus. Please play responsibly.
Okay, now, if you're listening to the audio version, you're going to hear frustration. If you're watching the show, you're going to see frustration. And what else, Steve?
An eye roll of all world proportions.
Have a look.
This is either the worst or second worst clip from a coach this season.
Two players came out. Dylan DeMello spoke to the importance of, hey, just because we didn't score, we still got to keep that shot clock high. Mark said, hey, the way I like to play is hold on to the puck, hold on to the puck, look for that pass into the slot. I mean, it sounds like you're getting two different camps of thought in terms of how to get out of this scoring slump.
We had enough scoring chances to win the hockey game.
It's a hell of an answer, too.
The answer's bad in itself. Not just the eye roll, the complete shift in body language from Rick Bowness.
So I'm trying to figure out what the Jets are actually trying to do. Are they trying to run up the shot clock, or are they trying to hang on to the puck and wait?
I think they should be trying to blow up this core.
Which we said 2 years ago, 3 years ago. People said, "Oh, you're crazy. You don't know Winnipeg. You don't know anything about hockey." That's what I was told. I was told I knew nothing about hockey.
Well, yeah.
But also, I was told I was wrong about the Jets.
And you know lots of mundane
Not only do you not
stuff.
know hockey, but you don't even know the Jets.
Which is, the Jets are uber hockey.
They are the most hockey.
But then we talked about it this summer, like, okay, it's toxic in there. You got to blow it up. And then the season begins and they're good.
Right.
They're
even
good.
though training camp was...
training camp was... but then they were good and didn't really stop being good until it kind of crept up. Like, they were good for so long that I just sort of didn't listen to Jets fans when they were talking about them falling off. Because I'm like, well, yeah, no, they're on a skid.
Yes.
They were due for a skid. Like, they've been so good all season. And the skid has been like 2 months now or something like that. And now they have, I think it's 9 goals in the last 7 games. We are talking to David Bastel a little later on. Spoiler, it's not recorded in chronological order all the time. But he has... Woo! But he has...
oh, man, Steve, that's the biggest spoiler of all. You just wrecked the ending of Sixth Sense.
Yeah, and also Ellie is Darth Vader's daughter.
Get behind me, Ellie.
Yeah.
Get behind me, Ellie.
What accent is that?
That's Pedro Pascal in The Last of Us.
Get behind me, Ellie.
Get behind me, Ellie. That's the only clips I'm seeing right now.
He's doing
Ellie,
Jim
get
Carrey
behind me.
from The Mask.
I think so.
Tiny Tim, I'm not going to be coming home this Christmas. Anyway, where was I going with all that?
You should be the Mask one day for Halloween.
I say it every fucking year and I never do it.
You do a very good mask.
The Jets losing to the Sharks 3-0 when they're battling for a playoff spot is absolutely unacceptable. A hockey team shouldn't do that.
I take one exception to that. I take one exception to what you just said, which is battling for a playoff spot. Because if you're losing 3-0 to the San Jose Sharks, you're not battling for anything.
You're giving up.
You're garbaging your way to a not playoff spot.
Like I think what it is it's like the Flames and Jets don't seem to want to go to the playoffs, and the Preds do. Like, it seems like they're like, I'd rather just end in April. Thanks.
Every so often, there's a player who decides to go to the playoffs, like on behalf of their team, and it's UC Saros.
Yeah, he's like, no, we're not done yet.
He's decided the Predators are going to the playoffs.
I want to play Colorado again because it went really well last year.
Who's the top wild card in the West?
So right now, the wild card standings, you can bring it up there, Maddie. We got Seattle is sitting in first wild card spot with 90 points. They're sitting comfy. They're good.
Yeah, they're not
so little games left. We got 8 games for them. You know, they're going to be good. 5-point lead on the Jets there for the second wild card, who have 85 points. Calgary, after everything we say about Calgary, they're 2 points back of the Jets.
And they've won 2 straight games.
Oh, wow. They're 3-1 since their players only meeting. They had a meeting and only the players go, and they said, we're mad, and I'm mad, or you're mad. We're not playing well.
Nashville, who is my pick to get that second wildcard spot. They have a game in hand, so if they win that, they'll be 84 points, and Winnipeg will be at 85, so they'll be a point back.
No, here's what I want, Jesse. You've been banging the Nashville drum, but These 3 teams, none of them deserve to go.
No. Really, realistically, no.
None of them
Get in.
deserve to go. And the last 10 games for each of these 3 teams, Winnipeg are 5-5-0. Calgary are 5-3-2. Nashville 4-5-1. You're all embarrassing. Stop.
The hottest teams are the ones who have no chance.
I hope whoever gets it in the first round, and this is gonna come back to haunt me. I hope he gets steamrolled. None of you want it. Nashville maybe less so,
Well,
but Calgary,
no, the
Winnipeg. If you guys
Preds
make it in,
sold.
you clearly don't want it.
The Preds sold.
The
yeah,
Preds are a good story, but
They're an
Because-
interesting story, but
They're doing what the 2015 Flames did, the
Yeah.
Cardiac Kids, where they sold at the deadline. They got way more than they should have for, I think it was Curtis Glencross.
second round pick or something.
So
And then he
it
was out of the
it a
NHL
lot.
the next year.
Yeah, no, that's not true. He got a PTO with the Leafs and then was out of the
Oh,
NHL.
sorry, you're right. You're right. You're right.
So, yeah, no, they sold, and they could potentially make it.
If Nashville makes it, they've got 8 games left. They're currently a negative 13 in goal differential. If they make it with a negative goal differential, how many teams do you think? I would love to ask Sportsnet stats because they are the only ones who knows this stuff. But I'd love to know how many teams with negative goal differentials made the playoffs in the modern
In
era.
the cap era.
Yeah. Don't give me any of that shit where like 21
80s.
teams used to make it or whatever. Or sorry, there was 21 teams in the league and 16 made it. That's not real.
So Steve, with your like Nashville sold kind of thing, like that's why I'm rooting for that core of players because
totally.
you're sitting there trade deadline. Your GM's leaving, first of all. New GM's coming in at the end of the season, and they're saying, okay, we're not going to make it. We're going to sell off everything. And you're like, no, I'm not going to give up on this situation. I'm going to go out there and play hard, and you win these string of games that get you right on the cusp of the playoffs. Like, how can you not root for that team as opposed to, one, the Calgary Flames, who never got it together, all 82 games, can't get their shit together.
They got Dryden Hunt
And then the other...
at the deadline.
And then the other one, who has just been a tailspin for 2 months.
They added Niederreiter too, which I thought was actually a really good ad.
Oh, it's a great ad.
And like, and even like, I know they're sitting comfy, but like Seattle's backing into the playoffs.
Yep.
Like, so
They're a hot start team too. That's been mediocre.
Yeah,
for
4-4
the
and-
middle point of the season.
so
4-4-2 in their last 10.
as good and as juiced up as the Eastern Conference is, there's a lot of opportunity for the top teams in the West to get to the Stanley Cup final fresher than their Eastern opponents and potentially win this thing. Because I think you play any one of those 4 teams, you steamroll them. It's Seattle, Winnipeg, Calgary, Nashville, unless there's some sort of surprising injury. If you're Vegas, Edmonton, Minnesota, Colorado especially. Who else is in the Central? Who's the other Central? Why do I...
LA,
LA.
Dallas.
Oh my God, LA and Dallas.
Yeah,
I
those are
really
top
like
6
both
teams.
those teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. there's an opportunity.
The
For
bracket
a
challenge is going to be a little easier in the first round on the West side. you know?
Well, and then
Like,
of
even-
course there'll be some stupid team that gets hot, right?
whoever
Some
makes-
buster
no,
bracket.
I don't think any one of these.
No,
Whoever
Martin
makes
Jones last night was surprisingly impressive again. You know, there's a guy who's had a weird little
career.
career and season this year, holding the fort for Seattle when he has to come in there.
Yeah, like even the teams, the wild card teams in the East, whoever they end up being, I think will, win a game or 2 at least over the Bruins or the Hurricanes or whatever. I mean, these teams like they're not even they're barely playing 500 hockey. Like getting into the
Nashville's
Western playoffs.
They're 4-5-1.
I know.
Nashville, we're talking about like here they come, and they're fucking
none of them want it.
They're below
But
500.
at least as you said, Nashville sold.
Yeah.
Right? At least you can say that.